Welcome to Terra Talks, where we talk about all things real estate. In each episode, we'll tackle current trends and topics of interest, both locally and regionally. However, or wherever you decide to tune in, you're not going to want to miss this.
Hi everyone, welcome to Terra Talks. We are here today with Renae Alleyne, General Manager at Housing Concepts SRL, who is the developer of the Villages at Coverley and now the Residences at Coverley, and Christina Evelyn, our leader of our projects and corporate team at Terra Caribbean. And I'm Dominique Harris, also part of our projects and corporate team at Terra Caribbean. Welcome, guys.
Morning. Great to be here.
Great to be here, yeah.
So we're here today to talk to you more about a brand new development that we have in Barbados that we're really excited to share about, the Residences at Coverley. So I'm going to jump right in and talk to Renae, as she's the expert up at Coverley. Renae, how did, Coverley first come about?
Okay, so the Villages at Coverley was, conceptualized and created back in 2009, 2010. It started as a partnership between the National Housing Corporation and Housing Concepts SRL, just as a way to come together and provide affordable housing solutions to Barbados, the Caribbean region.
Yeah, it has really redefined the way that, Barbadians view living, and it's really a special product. We talk about this master planned community aspect of it all the time. And I guess, it's really something that is nowhere else in the Caribbean and is truly special and unique to what we have here in Barbados. Christina, you've done a lot of research on these master planned communities. Anything to add in that regard?
So master plan communities are just skyrocketing in popularity, not just here, but in the USA. I would say that Villages at Coverley filled a niche that was not served before, where Barbadians and people from around the Caribbean and further afield could live in a custom-built community, a residential community, where there are so many amenities just at their doorstep. If you look at Villages at Coverley, you've got medical, you've got food, you've got a gas station, you've got a bank. People also feel very safe at Villages at Coverley, which in today's environment, that's a very important feature. So as we move into Residences at Coverley now, we've had so much demand for Villages at Coverley, and now we're seeing that Residences at Coverley is also extremely popular. And again, with Bajans of all ages, we have young professionals, we have married couples, we have retired people, all excited to live in a master plan community, feel safe, and have all of their amenities right at their doorstep.
So, how have the market needs and preferences shifted from the original homes and designs in Coverley to this new development at the Residences at Coverley? What's that change looked like?
I think, so to speak about the residences and what we have put on the market for offer now, we kind of have to go back in time. So we do need to probably go back to COVID. So during COVID, which was about 2020, 2021, we took the opportunity to really, have a think. While everybody was indoors, we were hard at work trying to figure out, okay, so once COVID is finished, because, we always looked forward to when everyone would be outside again, and when everyone reemerged, what did we want to put on the market as the product? So during COVID, we had a lot of meetings, a lot of thinking. We also looked to international markets, and we said, okay, what do people want? What do people want from the Villages at Coverley, apart from just, the community, the master plan living, the lifestyle? What housing product do we want to put out there? And through those meetings that we had over COVID, we emerged with the offering in Cherry South. So Cherry South, I think, would have been the beginning of, our modern evolution to the residences. What we did in Cherry South, we did away with the zero lot line concept. That was what we had before when we started in 2010.
So that means they're bigger lots.
Yes,
Right.
so it's a bigger lot size. It's land right around the home, which is different from the previous offering pre-COVID.
Right.
So bigger lots, bigger house sizes as well. Those houses we put them to 1,250 square foot. And we said, okay, in terms of finishes, layout, what do people want? They want open plan, right? So everyone wants to be able to come through your front door and, you have your living, dining, and then maybe go out to the patio, everything all in one. So we redesigned the homes in Cherry Villas South. There were 40 of them with that in mind. Open
And those
plan.
sold out super quick.
Yes.
Those were received by the market exceptionally well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there were 40 of them. We would have launched at the end of 2020, and by mid 2021, that was sold out. So it was received really, really well. Also in COVID, we said, okay, we had our last 3 villages. So I spoke about Cherry South, but then we also had Aki West, and then we had Sugar Apple. Those would be the last 3 villages in the villages at Coverley. And we said, okay, persons, they really wanted to get into the villages at Coverley community. And we wanted to make sure that we gave persons the opportunity to, still buy within the villages. So we said, okay, for Aki West, after we finished Cherry Villas South, we would keep some of the older designs. So the older designs were 2-bed, 2 baths, and then also 3-bed, 2 baths. So we said, okay, we will keep some of those in Aki West, which was 44 homes, and we would sort of mix it up. So we kept probably more than half of the older designs in Aki West, and we converted some of those homes to the Cherry South styled homes. Again, it was received really, really well, sold out in a matter of 6 months. At that point, we said, okay,
Sugar Apple now.
Sugar Apple. Okay, we think we know what everyone wants now. Okay, yeah. So let's just carbon copy, just replicate what we would have done in Cherry, part of Aki West over in Sugar Apple. So that's what we did. We carried forward those designs, and we said, persons, based on conversations and feedback, there are certain things that the purchasers wanted. So they wanted larger land sizes. So we said, okay, let's re-subdivide with the thought in mind that persons wanted larger land sizes. So Sugar Apple actually would have the largest land sizes per lot within the villages at Coverley. So that was a change that we made for Sugar Apple. We also said, okay, let us continue allowing enhancements. So enhancements is something that we would have started in Cherry South, just based on feedback. So persons came, they said, look, we love the homes, but we really want an outside patio, something that's covered. So at that point, when we did Cherry South, we did allow those enhancements. And persons who would have come and purchased in Aki West and Sugar Apple, they said, look, we love what you did in Cherry, and then after that, Aki, we want to make some changes as well. So some of the more common changes that we allowed would have been the external patios, covered, even uncovered, just changes to lighting. Persons liked downlighters, different changes, the flooring as well. Persons wanted to customize their flooring, their bathrooms. So we did allow quite a bit of customization to make persons feel, they kind of put their personal touch on their home.
Make it their own, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're going into the Residences at Coverley, where, the team has really come together and conceptualized a product that has taken everything from all of those neighborhoods into consideration and come up with the optimum design. So the Residences at Coverley is a 74-acre site, right, Renae?
Yes.
And it's going to have 500 plus homes altogether being built out over 4 phases. And the first phase we actually have under offering now for sale is 188 homes. And we have 8 different designs, very exciting, very thought through designs that the team just loves because it really speaks to everybody's needs. You know, whatever you're looking for, we've got the design for you. There's standalone single-story homes, standalone two-story homes. There's a townhouse option, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathrooms. So there is so much options at the Residences at Coverley. And I think that sort of came about by all of our experience with the previous neighborhoods in Coverley. And I think we've come up with this fantastic product. So, we talked about COVID times and, what people were looking for. And I think coming out of that, people are so lifestyle and health conscious now. And that's, one of the things that we have really taken into consideration, with this new development at the Residences. Christina, what are some of the things that, the market is really excited about that's coming at the Residences at Coverley that does incorporate this really special lifestyle balance?
So I would say the first thing that comes to mind is the Imagine Nature Trail, because the design for that is something so outstanding. I've never seen, no one in Barbados will have seen anything like that when it's completed. Yes, there are many places where you can go and exercise, but this is one that a lot of thought has gone into in terms of the landscaping, the feel of it, the little pocket parks, the exercise equipment that's going to be there, the water stations, and it's quite long. It's over a mile long. It's encircling a lot of the community. And that also means that a lot of people are going to be in their homes looking out on this beautiful landscaping as well, which is definitely a plus. So I would say that's the thing that comes to mind. A lot of people actually also are not aware that there's going to be a massive new town square. And as you know, the Villages at Coverley Town Square is extremely popular, not only with residents, but people from all over Barbados go to the town square at Coverley for different reasons. They go there for the numerous restaurants, they go to the gym.
They also have quite a lot of events there as well,
And
right,
events,
Renae?
Yes,
community
yes, we do.
events.
And people love that.
So that's going to be replicated in the Residences at Coverley, but it's going to be larger so that we can accommodate, the demand for it. Excellent parking, which, you go places in Barbados, there's no parking. You don't have that problem at Coverley. There's lots of parking. So I would say in a big supermarket as well, because the supermarket at Coverley is extremely popular.
Can we talk today about any of those tenants that we have sort of come in?
Yeah, I can give a little sneak
A sneak
little
peek.
sneak peek into this. So with this town square in the Residences, we really wanted to curate the offering that we had. So we do have a mega supermarket that will be coming to the Residences. We have a local hardware. We also have a very popular franchise chain that is coming to Barbados. One of the franchises within the brand is actually going to be new.
That's
Special.
exciting.
Yes, it's very
It's a
exciting.
dining franchise.
It's a dining franchise.
Amazing.
Yes. So they have committed to us. We also have a large furniture store, very popular here in Barbados, and I think Trinidad. Maybe I gave that away. Maybe I gave it away. But so the offering is very diverse. I think what's a little different between the Residences and the Villages, if you go to the Villages, yes, we have, everything that I think was said before, with the, dental, the medical, we have a Pilates studio, etc. But there's a lot of food tenants that we have in the Villages, which is great. And I think everyone enjoys that. But we wanted the Residences to not so much cannibalize on what we were doing or what we have in the offerings over at the Villages. So yes, we will have restaurants, but we definitely wanted to curate this new town square to
Complement, maybe.
to complement and give more diversified offerings as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's exciting.
What it really means is between the Villages at Coverley and the Residences at Coverley, everything you could possibly need or want is actually there. Where else in the island can you go into a mega supermarket and a very nice hardware store just in the same location? Just those two things, that's a big plus.
Well, let's talk more about the homes that we're offering at the residences. So, in terms of, I've already said there are 8 designs, and they're going to range in size from about 1,350 square feet all the way up close to 1,800 square feet. I mean, that's pretty big considering what we started with at Coverley, right?
Absolutely.
Lots of open plan, lots of storage space. You're getting all of your appliances, standard appliances with your home purchase. Your landscaping is going to be done. Your backyard is going to be fenced in. You know, inside is going to be finished to a very high quality with immense attention to detail. And, you know, you really just, the value proposition that this is offering is just next to none, really, in our minds. And based on what we're seeing with people that come to us to buy, there's just people are just blown away. And we do find that a lot of people are buying for several different reasons. So we have, you know, the single professional who is now starting out. We have young families who are just over the top excited to bring their kids into this environment. We also have individuals looking to downsize. You know, maybe all their kids have left home and they're looking for that home that is not too big, but just right and manageable for them in a community that's going to be maintained and have that convenience community feel all the time, you know, all year round. So we really have a wide range of people looking to buy these homes. And that is doing really, really well in our minds.
Yeah, that's great. And it doesn't stop there. So that's the standard offering. But, you know, we do have we have some enhancements, a little different to the term enhancement that we would have had over at the Villages at Coverley.
So we're not allowing people to do
Right.
their own touch, like what happened at
Yes.
Sugar Apple, but we are allowing people to do certain things. So tell
Yes.
us about that.
So we have partnered with some vendors, some service providers to, you know, allow persons to kind of get everything done before they actually move into the home.
Right.
So we have partnered with Vision Equipment and Supply. They would provide generators, whole house generators, also the transfer switches. So we would, because we have that partnership, we would allow the representatives from Vision Equipment and Supply to come in during the construction process and, you know, power up your homes to the generator. So that is something that we offer. We've also partnered with Coast to Coast Cooling to provide ACs. So just what is different, let me just stick this in here. The homes in the Residences at Coverley, we are providing the first fix AC along with the AC containment. So that's part of the standard offering. The enhancement would be for us to, through Coast to Coast Cooling, install the ACs before you even get into the home. So, you know, you don't have to worry about coring or, you know, cutting into the walls, and then something might look a little patchy after if you try to repaint, because obviously Treltex. We've also partnered with Solar Watt to provide PV systems, photovoltaic systems. So the arrangement with them, similar to Vision, you know, we've partnered with them. We've made sure that the homes, we have a design for the photovoltaic per house type that we've agreed to them on. And basically they know, they come, they would assess, they would work with you to build the system to, you know,
During the
support.
construction phase,
Yes,
which is so
yes.
ideal.
So all of
Yeah.
this during the construction, which is, you know, this is good. So you don't have to worry about looking for a generator, looking for transfer switches after hooking up ACs.
It's really just a convenient turnkey product, right?
Yes,
You don't
yes.
have to think about anything really afterwards.
We also had a lot of people ask about carports, and that's
That's
also
an
an option.
enhancement.
Yes.
For all of the designs, I believe, except the townhouse design. So if you wanted to have a carport outside your home, that's another option that's available.
Yes, and we definitely recommend, you know, if these are things that you believe you would want, to make the investment before handover, so that when you move in, you know, the home is to your liking.
Another thing I would add is that very popular with Bajans, but what we're seeing with the residences at Coverley, we're getting a lot of inquiries from around the Caribbean. We also already have reservations from people out of United States, United Kingdom, and Canada, which I think is,
It's
amazing. They've
fantastic.
seen what the
Yeah.
product is, and sometimes, foreigners that buy here, they're all looking to be close to the beach on the beachfront. But I think in residences at Coverley, they've realized that they have all the conveniences. And, North Americans are very au fait with with master plan communities. So they've seen, that that's what's being offered here in residences at Coverley. And they're still only a few minutes away from South Coast beaches and the
And
airport.
yeah, and a lot of the banks are offering international financing. So it just makes buying here super easy if you do want to finance.
I think also to what we see, just speaking to purchasers that we have currently for the residences and coming out of the villages, the one of the I guess the allure would be security. So within the villages at Coverley and then also for the residences at Coverley, we do have 24-hour security, which is a big plus. A lot of persons, we encourage community, we encourage active lifestyle coming out of your home, and taking up on the amenities that we have. So obviously, you want to feel safe and secure in order to do that. And at the residences, we're continuing what we have offered in terms of security that we have in the villages at Coverley.
Security is huge. We
Yeah.
had some think tanks where we brought in people that live in the villages and also people that are looking to purchase. And the people that live in the villages at Coverley cannot stop going on and how safe they feel in the community. So and also the community connection. They find they're really connecting with their neighbors. They've made friends since they moved in. They love it so much that some of the extended family members have also moved in, so that you have entire extended families residing within the community.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk a little bit more about the sustainability features that we have there. I know there is a state-of-the-art reclamation water facility. And I mean, that is really just the way to go, future and forward thinking. It's really quite an added benefit to living at Coverley.
Yeah. So our water reclamation facility, I mean, we had that, since 2010. So I think, again, master plan community, everything is thought out, right? So we knew back in 2010 that an investment in a water reclamation facility was the way to go. And at that time, we actually built it out that it had additional capacity. So the water reclamation facility in the villages, what it does, it would convert the wastewater that's collected from each of the homes into what we call reuse water. So the reuse water is wired from the water reclamation facility to each of the homes, as well as to the irrigation taps that you would see around the villages at Coverley. And it's just our way of, I guess, being more sustainable, being conscious of the environment and our impact. So all of the homes, the toilets, your irrigation taps, that is hooked up to our plant. And that it's fed reused water. The potable water is what obviously you would get at your taps to bathe, to drink, etc. So it's two different infrastructure lines. But that was conceptualized and action since 2010. So that same plant that we have in the villages, that is also going to power the residences. It has the capacity for it. So that is something that we are continuing just to, promote sustainability and being environmentally conscious. We're also continuing on with our solar street lights throughout the residences at Coverley.
As a resident, obviously having that non-potable water feed is, you're saving on utility as well on the water,
yes,
So
exactly.
that's great. And then, in general, it's for your investment that it's really a great way to look at the value of your future investment, It adds to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think what what I guess we kind of like to toot our own horn. If you come in the villages at Coverley, it's proven, not promised, right? So we started back in 2010. We're in 2025. We've sold out. And I think what is important to put out there is that we've kept our promises, right? You drive into the villages, it's safe, it's clean. There is a very, very, very big emphasis that we place on just general cleanliness, right? Throughout the villages at Coverley. Even the roads.
The roads are smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no
roads.
potholes.
The roads,
yeah,
the sidewalks, everything is
everything.
maintained, to the
The
highest
landscaping.
standards.
Yes.
Yes.
So
It
Yeah.
always looks perfect.
yes, so we have great maintenance teams, a maintenance department, and a lot of time is spent just making sure that everything is kept really, really pristine. Because obviously, you buy into these master plan communities where everything is very intentional, everything is designed, and we want to make sure that as we move out of the villages at Coverley and into the residences, the standard is, maintained
Maintained.
or elevated. We're always trying to see what we can do better, how to improve, and making those necessary investments just to make sure that, we are always on top of our game.
We forgot to mention for the active people out there, the sports courts, which are always busy. Haven't seen you two out on the pickleball courts yet, but we're planning a pickleball evening. Pickleball is extremely popular, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that in the new town square, there's also going to be paddle. So you
Yes.
can paddle and pickle, both
Yes.
extremely popular.
Yes. Coming out of the villages, our hardball courts are really, really booked up. We have a booking tool. The residents have access to it, and I think every time we go on the tool, we see that everything's booked up. So we said, we really needed to make sure that with the residences, we had those amenities, especially over at the residences in close to the commercial town square center. So as Christina said, we are going to have paddle, pickleball, we're going to have road tennis, basketball as well. Yeah.
So I think this has been great. I would say that, stay tuned for more information. We do want to keep everyone updated on how things are going. Construction has started. We do have structures up on 34 or 35 homes now, and we are moving forward at pace. Roads are going in phase 1. The town square, the new town square has started. So, we're not sleeping on this. We are really
Yeah.
moving forward quickly, and we're encouraging people to come out and see. If you've never been up to Coverley, come up.
Any
Just come up.
Thursday, for example, between 11 and 1, you can come up and we will give you a hard hat. You have to wear enclosed shoes and long pants, and we will take you on site, and you can, go into some of the houses that are being built and see them for yourself.
Yeah, we can expect to see some of those homes finishing up within the next month or so. So just reach out to any of our agents at Terra, and we would be happy to fill you in on any of the details we spoke about today. So stay tuned, everybody.
Thanks for coming out, Renae.
All right.
It's great to have
Thanks
you
for
here.
having me.
Thank you. Thanks for watching Terra Talks.